So my name is Angus McIntosh. I'm a co-founder of Rocket Property Management. Why did we set up Rocket? Do you know what? I had my own properties in London being looked after by a high street estate agent, and they were absolutely useless. And I couldn't quite believe when I looked into it how much I was being charged in fees, how expensive contractors were, and frankly, they weren't getting back to the tenants and managing the property as I thought they were being paid to do.
They almost lost you a load of service charge.
They almost lost me a lot of service charge, tens of thousands of pounds worth of service charge. So what did I said to myself? Look, there's got to be a better way of doing this. There's got to be a place in the market for transparent, open, honest management of property, and then giving people advice who want to get into the property market, who want to do what Ben and I have achieved over years, is build up a property portfolio, yielding good returns and manage appropriately. So I approached Ben, now my business partner, and said, Ben, can you help me? And perhaps some might say foolishly, he said yes. And here we are 2.5 years later with hundreds of property under management, having advised clients who've put tens of millions of pounds into the property market, who are all happy. We're all coming back. We haven't lost one property in our portfolio, as everyone's very happy with what we're doing. That's the main reason for setting up Rocket Property.
Yeah, so I'm Ben Temple. I'm also one of the co-founders of Rocket Property Management, I'm a chartered surveyor, and I've been working in the sort of residential acquisitions, letting, property management world since I qualified in 1992, but I focused full time on this since 1999. And my reasons for sort of setting up Rocket were slightly different in that, as Angus said, I had my own property portfolio, but I was actually working for a bigger agent running their London office. And one of the main issues that broke the camel's back was contractor commissions, which is one of my Ben's Vents things that gets me very animated. And they decided to go down the route of charging contractor commissions because they could make hundreds of thousands of pounds out of it. And I, as a chartered surveyor, said, well, that frankly is just not in the client's best interest. How can I be a surveyor acting in the manner of a surveyor and acting in my client's best interest, say, oh yeah, Mr. Landlord, I'm going to spend £1,000 and £200 of that is going to be going to me. In most cases, that may not even be required. So anyway, I got actually frustrated with where I was. Angus approached me. It just so happened my nephew was looking for a job as well, so Charlie helped out there, it sort of all came together, and we agreed that actually there was a hole in the market for an agent who didn't want to rip off their landlords, wanted to try and be transparent and fair about what we were doing, and look at the regulation that was coming through and go, well, actually, how do we turn this to our clients' advantage? How do we make sure that our clients are going to be good landlords, earning a good return, making a profit in the medium term? Because there were so many landlords that I was seeing who were saying, I'm not making any money out of this. What do I do? And I mean, there were a number of fundamental things that we did to start with. One was no contractor commissions. That immediately saves 20% on any costs. But also, we found that the agents were not putting the rents up. They weren't getting market rents. And what they were doing was they were going to their clients, their landlords, and saying, you were getting £3,000. How about £3,100? No market evidence, no check of the market, no check to see whether £3,100 was correct and whether they should be trying to test the market, because it's too difficult and it was easy to do a renewal. So I think for me, it was probably those 3 or 4 things that pushed me to say, I've had enough of the big corporate world. Let's try and do something a bit different. And hopefully we've generated something really different. And I think that it's shown by the clients that have come across. And the people that we talk to every day, they like what we're doing, they like the advice we're giving, and thankfully Rocket seems to be going from strength to strength. So that's my reasons.